What is up, everybody? It is Monday, August 30th, and we are coming off one of the wildest, craziest, most insane weekends ever in the history of NFTs. I don't think that's disputable in any way. If you are not hyped up, if you are not feeling the insanity, the craziness, if you are not in the zone right now, you need to get into it because it is going absolutely nuts. We saw Bored Ape Yacht Club drop the Mutant Ape Yacht Club. We saw the game for Mutant Ape Yacht Club come out for the PO app. We saw punks absolutely blow up and go crazy. We saw cool cats go crazy. We're seeing project after project blow up and go nuts. Everything is just going insane. And it is just wild to be in this market at this time, watching things happen. There's just so much changing. Let's see what we got going on today. I'm going to go through some stuff, talk about Bored Ape Yacht Club. I'm going to talk about punks at the end a little bit, cover that sales, where those are currently at, what that ran up to. We're going to go over some OpenSea stuff, certain OpenSea projects. We'll look at the Bored Ape Chemistry Club, which is the actual serums used to make mutants and how all of that works. We've got a long list of things to go through. Not a lot of time to get this show recorded, so we're going to move kind of quick. I do have an update on my bio. I do have rock number 37, and I am a member of Ready Player DAO. I'm ready to make that announcement, so lots of stuff coming there. Pay attention to the rocks. Pay attention to Ready Player DAO. Very cool things coming from both of those. Let's see what we got. Let's jump right into what we got going on here. First off, Resignation, my NFT of my resignation letter, jumping into NFTs full time, being sold to ETH Frenchie. ETH Frenchie getting all the love from me. Absolute insanity for this to go for 16.5. Wow, he is going to get treated like a king, We're currently in the process of setting up all of the stuff for him. He is now going to be the sponsor of the show, Morning Mint. Welcome to it. For the rest of the year, we're going to put him on, and we do have a lot of cool things planned. I'm sure he has a lot of cool things planned. If you are not, right now, you just pause the video, pause the podcast, go to Twitter and follow @ETHFrenchie. He's really just a great guy. He runs a company called BlockPacks. It's a very, very cool company. They do fractionalization of playing cards, such as sports cards, and it's really, really cool company. I do encourage you. I will link both his profile and BlockPacks below. We're going to be talking a lot about it on the show, so don't worry. And it's actually a project and a founder that I fully believe in. When I met him, I remember walking away from the recording and thinking to myself that he is one of those people who I'd love to be friends with and get to know. I remember walking away and saying the company was well executed, and he has a history of executing companies very well. Just an all-around great guy. Looks like a great company. We're so excited to have them on board and be supporters. I'd also love to give a big shout-out to Richard, to OXNet OG. Who else we got in here? We had CypherDAO, JPEG Digital, Young and Sick for getting this kicked off. Huge shout-out. TJ Thorne for being an early bidder as well. I cannot give enough thank yous to everybody who was involved. Tropo Farmer for giving a bid, who actually did and genuinely wanted to win. I didn't know it was him bidding, but I did find out it was him. Really cool. Excited for this, and I'm glad that we got to share this moment across the entire board. We did have the Hundreds project drop for Atom Bomb Squad, 25,000 pieces. We did see this sell out in only about 15 to 20 minutes. It looks like it is going to be one of those projects that, well, to be quite honest with you, it does look like one of those projects that's going to have huge cultural reference. It looks like they're going to provide insane value to holders. And I'm really just excited for what they have planned overall. The floor currently here way up off of the 0.07 mint price if you got 10 or 0.1 if you got 1. So big things coming there. What started off the entire weekend was Steph Curry picking up a Bored Ape Yacht Club. What we saw happen here was the floor go from like the 40s, which we saw going into the weekend at a peak well into the 60s for the floor on Bored Ape Yacht Club. I know the floor is down now, but we saw insane demand, insane hype around this project, and it was really cool to see that happen. We then went into Saturday with the announcement of Mutant 8 Club coming out. Everybody was airdropped serums, and then later in the night there was a public minting for 10,000 mutants. The Mutant Ape Yacht Club looks like this. There are these mutants that have these kind of like crazy attributes, and there's 3 serums that you can get. There is an M1, an M2, and then a Mega. The M1 kind of mutates a little bit, keeps most of the traits kind of similar, and then the M2 is a more extreme mutation. The Mega, however, there were only 8 serums given out. The distribution looked like this. You got 7,500 of the M1s distributed in airdrop to Bored Ape Yacht Club holders, and then there was 2,492 of the M2s just distributed, and then only 8 of those Megas. Those Megas going for huge premiums. We saw a sale for 300 for the serum. I think the current lowest offering is 4,000 ETH. We have seen some sales for over the $1 million range for those Mega Apes that have been minted. So that is definitely worth noting. So there's also a way to take those mutation serums, use them with your ape, and make a mutant version of your ape. So not only could you have gone and minted during the public sale, which offered 10,000 of these. They were priced from 3 ETH Dutch auction, decreasing over 8 hours. It got down to 2.91, I think. But yeah, so you could have publicly minted. Now the only way to do it is either buy one off a secondary or buy a serum and use it against your ape or another ape. There's also an actual game for Mutant Ape Yacht Club. If you go into the site, and all of this can be found, by the way, at boredapeyachtclub.com/MAYC. You can go there, play the game. If you win the game, you get a PO-op that you can say, hey, proves I won the game. I've heard from people it's not as simple and easy as it looks. I was able to beat the first level, and then, yeah, I had to stop. But I've heard from many people that is not as easy as it looks. So you can go on the site and then click here to play the game. So yeah, you can also, once you go here and you connect your wallet, it'll give you the option to use your serum on your ape. I have an M1. I don't want to play the game right now. I have to figure out where that is. But yeah, if you connect your wallet to the site, it'll actually give you the option to go ahead and use the serum. So the public sale sold out. Go down here, select your ape, select your serum, and then drink it. Burns the serum, and then you get a muted ape out of that. Interestingly enough, they've broken this down into 2 different markets. The Mutant Ape Yacht Club is its own collection, and then the Bored Ape Chemistry Club is its own. So currently, floor prices for the M1 are at 7.8. Remember, these were airdrop. These were free to Bored Ape Yacht Club holders, so extreme value here. The M1's currently sitting at 7.8. M2's at 23 ETH, and then, as I said, the lowest price for the Mega is 4,000. The last sale there being 350. So these Megas, the reason that price so high is they are really just one of ones, very unique. You can see here that there's lasers coming out of their eyes. They look like demons. It's just absolutely insane, amazing art. I know that there are offers being put out for well into the millions. Lupify here tweeting out that Mega Radioactive sold for $1 million yesterday. Just absolutely insane. Yeah, and we're probably going to see more of these start to go for crazier and crazier numbers. The people who got these really had their lives changed. So these 2 are definitely my favorite, the electrical one and the demon one. Congrats to Foundation, the guy who won the electrical one. I'm not sure who has the demon, but we're super excited to see these out there, and they will certainly be sought after. So we do have a demon purchase yesterday as well, going for $1.12 million for the demon. Absolutely insane. Or again, remember, some of these were airdropped, some of these were minted in that 3 ETH mint for the public sale. But some of these were literally just given away to holders of the apes. So Mutant Ape Yacht Club, currently the floor is at 7.4, 7.5. We're seeing lots of activity. It's been very strong the last few days here. The volume has been insane. I think as you saw back there, the volume currently sitting at traded since this project launched. You have to bear with me. OpenSea is really slow today, like really slow. And we saw this all over the weekend. OpenSea really struggling to keep up with the number of sales and transactions happening, but almost 50,000 ETH in transactions, and this launched on Saturday night. So we're seeing lots of transactions here around the floor, seeing one at 10, 20, 25. The M2 is obviously going for a higher premium. Will be very interesting to see how this plays out if they add any utility. Now, the crazy thing is they're adding way more than just this, and it should be here somewhere. But they are announcing that anybody who owns a Bored Ape Yacht Club or owns a Mutant will get a 3D version of their ape that can be used. I think it's within Sandbox. It's either Sandbox or Decentralized. I have to look at the tweet. But they are looking into the metaverse. They're going to provide for free their own 3D version rendered of your apes. Another project we saw go off with Beanie, D's, others talking about it is Cool Cats. We saw the floor here rip from 2 all the way up into the high 6s. Currently it's pulled back just a little bit. We're seeing at a 5.7 ETH floor on the Cool Cats. I went ahead and picked up one with the white t-shirt with the heart and heart eyes. I'm a big fan of hearts. What we're currently seeing here is Cool Cats sitting right around the floor. We're seeing stuff kind of just bump down low. Anything that's small or low in price, getting picked up, but not a ton of action. So we saw a huge spike. We'll probably see this pull back. You're gonna have to hold on to your straps here for a little bit, potentially, to weather the pullback. And yeah, might be interesting. Like, we see these spikes here. We haven't even seen an announcement. When the announcement comes for this project, that's when we will definitely see this really kind of sustain. Right now, it's just speculation and hype. So if you bought one, please hold it unless you need the money, because they haven't made an announcement. There's more coming. We all know it. So we're excited there. Another project I want to give some love to is Creature World. I picked up some of these, but people like Kevin Rose, Gary Vaynerchuk, very big, respectable names talking about this project. The artist is from New York. It's actually insanely good art. I'm not sure how this project got past me until they talked about it. The second I saw it, I knew it was an instant buy, just because the art is so good and well executed. Yeah, really well done art. We are seeing some of the premium. So I will note this for people watching this morning. The art we see now, we're starting to get into the premium stuff. So if you look at attributes like this, I believe this was a premium attribute going into the purchasing, which is, let's see here. No, it's gold. Okay, so the decoration is the tulip polka dots. The tulip polka dots, 1% trait. The floor here going in, when the floor is at 0.5, this was at 2.4, 2.1, I can't remember. So this potentially being a good arbitrage opportunity for the polka dots. You can see here, this is at 2.19, the next is at 2.5, then 2.69. So potentially half an ETH in profit here after fees, very easily captured. So stuff like that, just look out for, click on stuff. This is potentially something I might pick up. We'll see. There's all sorts of arbitrage opportunities within here because of how this has risen really quickly, and some of the premium sought after stuff has just not been sorted through. So definitely keep an eye on that. Cool news. So I'm here in New York. You probably can hear from behind me. I'm not sure what's going on fully with everybody else in New York right now, because there's a ton of people, but I'm here recording Morning Mint about Midtown. Team Rocket is the the team that has formed after a purchase I made spontaneously while at the Tom Sachs rocket launch. Me, Justin Taylor, Tropo Farmer teaming up to purchase a rocket. So we're excited to be 1/3 owners of the rocket. The story is really interesting, though. I went to Governor Island to check out the rocket launch, and while there, it hit me. I was like, wow, this is so cool. It's crazy to see this happening. And I just whipped out my laptop and bought a Budweiser rocket. It was really cool. I told Tom that I purchased one there. It was great to meet him, great to talk to him. We picked up, and this is great, the name of the rocket is Jingle Jangle Morning. So it's going to be the official rocket of Morning Mint, just because it has the word morning in it. Great nod from a Bob Dylan lyric as well. The rockets are so cool. The physical pieces are great. I can see these going for a high premium and fetching six figures pretty easily because they are such a unique physical piece. And if we start to look at what the Hearsts are doing for 10,000 pieces, these are vastly undervalued at their current prices. So definitely keep an eye on this because Tom Sachs is a very serious and very well acclaimed artist. Also, just a note, because I know everybody who is watching this show is going to find this hilarious and funny. I was there. Josh Ong snapped this photo of me with my button. Shout out to Josh Ong for making this button for me of my ape. But I threw on my 3D glasses, and he makes a comment, proof that Hunter Orell has good hair. So yeah, the meme continues about my hair. Congrats. I'm accepting it and promoting it. So I opened the show kind of like going crazy, and I'm exhausted to tell you everything. Like, I have skipped going to dinners. I have skipped going out with my friends. I've skipped sleeping. I know Tropo Farmer did not do any of his chores over the weekend, and his wife absolutely got heated at him for not doing anything. He said he was just leaving dishes on the table, didn't put anything away. He didn't do the laundry. He didn't take out the trash. He did nothing. We literally just sat at the computer the entire weekend and traded, bought stuff, flipped it, made acquisitions. And NFT Nick here is saying that, look, Mutant Ape Yacht Club captured OpenSea's volume to catapulted its volume over 330 million in one day. That's 24x growth in 4 weeks. And still at this point, this is only 1/100th of Bitcoin's daily volume. So there is still so much more to come. Like, fractional market has not captured that volume either. Like, OpenSea still has not innovated into other areas. We haven't seen some of these niche marketplaces pop up. And again, this is only one, but it's definitely the most prominent and well-used one. I think we still see more onboarding and more things happening. And we see this, 330 million in a day shoot towards a million or a billion in a day. We're still early. There's still much to come. Shout out to Beanie, who after getting invited to Foundation listed his Beanie logo, which is his punk with the green background, which is the logo for Beanie Capital. This auction being won for 69.420 ETH. And let me tell you something. There are a lot of people who are going to hate on it and say this is stupid and it was, dumb money spent. Beanie, if you haven't been paying attention, Beanie provides value. Beanie is a smart person. He's not out here scamming people. He really just drives value, looks for things, only bets on people that are going to do well. He only puts his money into things that'll do well. He only is going to promote things that he is involved in or has, belief in being quality. And we've seen this time and time again. And I think the fact that this piece is purchased, and that every bidder is going to get a Beanie NFT, and that he's going to provide value, and that this is the genesis piece for what he is going to do, and nodding that this is the Beanie collection, and that it's going to be like, you need to think Nyan Cat on crack. Like, everything I do, you see the game theory play out in real time. There's only ever one genesis. And him nodding to the faith from his buyer, it's one of those things where, to the average person, it doesn't make sense, But if you really kind of look deep enough and have that faith in Beanie, it's going to look like the biggest 200 IQ move to have bought this or bid on it. So I'm very excited for this to play out. And yeah, we do like the Beanie. Announcement, cutting edge of G Money this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Definitely tune in, follow G Money. Excited for that. I've been talking about it a lot. Rocks. We like the rocks. I like the rocks. You should like the rocks. Having some big rock sales happen over the last 24 hours. I know this was 2 days ago, but it's crazy to see that these were at 20 ETH and now we're all the way up to a floor of like 95 ETH. These are the Genesis rocks. These are the rocks that came before Ether rocks. They came a day before them, and it's the bugged contract, which means that there are 0 through 99 are like these Genesis rocks, the OG rocks, and then you actually the contract was bugged so that you can type in 100 and mint it. You actually can type in any number and it will mint it. So if you type in 1,302,000, it'll mint. If you type in 2 billion, it will mint it. So there really is no limit to the number of rocks. It is a bugged contract. And this allows everybody to own and mint a piece of a 2017 launched contract, which is super interesting. So if you go now, rocks that are under 1,000 are already going for like 3 ETH. Rocks under 10,000 are going for half an ETH. And these cost like just gas to mint. So I encourage everybody to go to weliketherocks.com. At least just search for a number. A lot of people are picking up like their punk number rock. They're picking up their Bored Ape Yacht Club number rock. They're picking up their birthday rock. Like, just go look at the rocks. I think it's going to gain a lot of traction here. There's very smart people that are involved. We've seen Richard, Gary V, Logan Paul, 888, Romulus, like people that I consider to be the smartest of the smart, like only picking up quality projects, only making smart bets within the space, picking these rocks up. So, just to give you an idea, if I type in this number view, I can buy it. It'll give me the option to buy. However, if I type in like 253 view, somebody has it listed for 1,000 ETH, so I can't buy it. On top of that, if you do go buy a rock, like let's say that you go buy a rock, I bought 234. I can go here, hit manage, go to selling, and then put a sale price here, and ask for that amount of ETH. At default, when you mint your rock, it'll set the price to like a billion ETH, which is considered not for sale. So if you're wondering about that, definitely that's the process for doing this. There is a Discord which has like 1,000 people. They're talking about very smart things and how wrappers work. I've actually learned a ton about Ethereum, blockchain, NFTs just by being in that Discord. So I mean, if I'm learning a ton, actually getting a ton of value out of it. I encourage everybody to go join that Discord as well. I do own a rock. I am kind of like talking in my own bag, but at the same time here, this is like one of those projects where because almost anybody can get in at any time, and we're probably going to see the holders of this go well over 10,000 holders. It's smarter to get in now when you can get a rock that's under 10,000, or you can get a rock that's under 20,000. When everybody wants to own one of these rocks because it's the cool project that anybody can own. So yeah, it's a really cool project. The history of it, the people involved, the plans for it, the benefits of owning a rock are all kind of playing out real time. And I'm really excited to see how it goes moving forward. Looking at the market currently, CryptoPunks at number 1 on OpenSea. ArtBlocks at number 2, the floor there at 2.2. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, number 3, 7.4 ETH floor. Bored Ape Yacht Club at number 4, the floor there I think around 40ish. That's still bugged. Oni Force at a 3.35, so we've seen somewhat of a pullback there. The Chemistry Club at almost 8 now since the beginning of this video, so seeing a little bit of an increase there. Meebits really ripping. Meebits at a 7.2 ETH floor. Cool Cats at the 5.1. Koala Intelligence Agency pulling back to 0.8. Bored Ape Kennel Club still chilling at 3.5. This is potentially, I think we're seeing some people sell because there was no announcement about the dogs. Potentially a decent pickup to get those, because I think they're gonna be slept on a little bit. Punk's Comics 7 ETH floor 7.1, and I think within that the mint pass is currently in the 8s. I know G Funk was talking up a lot of info and a lot of alpha. So I think a lot of these are about to go double digits very shortly here and stay there. It's going to be a way of knowing if you're an OG, if you got it, if you believed in it early on. Very excited to be a backer of that project. World of Women going from 1.8 all the way to 2.75 over the weekend. Love to see it. Great project. We like the women. What else we got going on? Crazy stuff. The Hearst currently at a 14 ETH floor. I don't even think that's true. I think it's even higher than that. I don't think OpenSea showed me the right number, but like the Hearst going insane, absolutely insane. Subducks going insane. Friday we talked about this. It was just under 1 ETH. Now we're at 1.33. VFriend still sitting flat at 9.83. Like this project here just seems so overlooked, so not touched. It's insane. It really does. I think VFriends is heavily overlooked right now, probably mispriced, based on some of the other numbers we see things going for. I'm thinking about buying one today, buying another. We will see. He's made no announcements. The price has not changed that much. It definitely seems like a project worth potentially picking up. Gutter Cat Gang still around 7 at 6.9. Tom Sachs, the lowest rocket piece you can purchase right now at 4.5. I think the cheapest rocket to complete, if you make a Franken rocket, is about 15. The cheapest completed rocket already is about 15. To get a Budweiser is about 20 still. I think we're going to see these get picked up. I really do. I think if you can afford a rocket, it's a good purchase. The reason I purchased one is because I went to the launch event. I saw what was happening. I saw the quality. I saw how much time and effort they put into it. And I know they have more plans off of, other than just a rocket launch. Like he's not going to just stop there. Like this is a long-term project for him. So really excited to see Tom doing so well. So excited. He's doing amazing things for the community. Definitely worth looking into if you can afford it. What else we got? Hashmass 1.27. Remember these were sitting at 0.6 like a week ago, and I kept saying they're undervalued. There you go. They're up double over the weekend. CyberKong sitting at 2. What else we got? We're going to hop into some of these projects specifically really quickly. Let's see. CyberKong's VX still pulling back. A lot of the hype dying off, 0.74. We did see this run up pretty high. I think at one point I had an offer for 2 ETH on mine. Now I don't think I have any offer. Not a lot else going on down here at the bottom. Forgotten Runes Wizards up to 0.7 currently. Love to see that. Yeah, and let's just hop into some of the projects specifically now. Now that we looked at like the top 75 art blocks, lots of stuff happening with art blocks. There is an announcement of a I can't remember now. Shoot, if it's a Sotheby's or Christie's auction, but there's going to be like a full collection from 1, 2, and 3. I forget how many pieces it is, but it's like 30 or so, maybe even more than that. But they're sending all these different pieces to auction, and I think a lot of these are going to get picked up. We have seen a lot of scribbled boundaries go for sale today, which I love to see. I think it's super overlooked. I love it. The simplicity of it, and almost the the opinionation of like, hey, this looks like a child drew it. However, it's very complex. It's an algorithm. There's parallax effect in it. There's these different, like the boundary mechanism for it is very interesting. From a coder standpoint, I find it very interesting. So I think it is a little mispriced. We see a Chromie Squiggle here going for 25. Chromie Squiggle is still selling in the teens. Let's see what else we got going on here. Synapse, Geometry Runners at 14 ETH. Wow, Geometry Runners. I'm curious what the floor for Geometry Runners is currently. Let's take a quick look. Awesome project, super cool looking. Let's see here, all Geometry Runners. What do we got on the floor? OpenSea is super slow today. Apologies once again. Geometry Runners floor at 10. So I'm not sure. I can't remember if anybody knows what the mint price was for this. Let me know. I think it was. I'm being signaled from the crowd behind me watching me film that it's 5. Thank you, crowd. So still these are double mint. I think we see these pull back. Like, and here's the funny thing. We've seen this I made these jokes the entire weekend. Like, this was last purchased at 15. It is now being sold for 10. So somebody purchased this piece at 15 ETH. They spent $45,000 on it. And, I'm sure it was bought yesterday. And they are now asking, let's look. I'm curious when they made this. And we saw this with punks. We've seen this with apes. We've seen it all around. I don't know why. It says last 10. Or, oh, no, I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. 3 days ago, purchased for 15. They're now asking 10. So over the course of 3 days, they're willing to take a $15,000 loss. Come on. This is scary. Flippers, be smart. I'm sure this isn't the last of those that we'll see on here. Here's another one, 14.5, now being sold for 10. Here's one, 13.5, being sold for 10.2. I'm sorry, it's just funny to me. Like, these are fully speculative bets. Like, obviously this was sought after and very cool, but obviously a lot of people not willing to pay this incredible premium currently. Yeah, I'm curious. Do we see any of these other? Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're out of the people who are paper handing. So there's 1,000 for the geometry runners. People obviously starting to get rid of them. Definitely pay attention there. But interesting, art blocks drops are becoming more and more interesting from the fact that they are obviously changing pricing to like either a 1 ETH, 2 ETH, 5 or 10 ETH drop. I forget exactly how they're doing that there. Or might even start at 3, but they're trying to do these Dutch auctions, but it's not really a Dutch auction because everybody just wants to own one. I think they almost need to come up with a different method to either reward previous collectors, at the same time allow new collectors to get in. Maybe it's through like POAPs from being at like talks. I don't know, but I think they should reward people instead of these flippers and speculators who are getting in and obviously purchasing things and trying to flip them. And if they don't or can't, they're selling at a loss. As we mentioned, Mutant Ape Yacht Club currently sitting at 7.4. The floor is very interesting to look at. Obviously, these are all bids, but there's some really cool looking apes. Some of them, I think the art is a little iffy. The megas, they absolutely murdered it. Absolutely great. But I do think some look better than others, as is with any project. The flaming hats are insanely cool. The spinner tops are cool. What else we got? I mean, some of this artwork is like absolutely amazing. On the activity chart, currently sitting that Mutant Ape Yacht Club has sales at 26, 7. So we're seeing the floor get bought up. I think we're gonna see the floor go towards double digits. So I'm holding on tight to mine. Not too worried there. If I sell the one I have listed at 10, I'll just cycle that in, buy one at 8, and flip in. Not too worried about this project not being sought after because it's onboarding so many people. And it does look like the Mutant Ape Yacht Club will have its own utility, but it is an entry into the ecosystem, as is a dog. I believe that this is the last, the last animal, the last chain, addition to the Ape Yacht Club. So there will be the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the Bored Ape Kennel Club. In the Mutants, there will be no more. That is what I've heard. Obviously, they're making the 3D renders, which at some point here, or I must have closed the window. They announced. I wish I had that open. Currently, the ape sitting at, I got a hit by now. Let's see. Ape sitting at 38 ETH floor. Obviously, a pullback from the 60 high that we saw. Oh, here we go. Great. Okay, I'm glad that's wrong. I was worried there. The floor on Ape's actually 53. As I've said few times throughout this video, OpenSea is really buggy and slow today, so forgive me on that. Currently seeing 53, and I'm sure that this will stabilize and hold around 55 for now. I don't think I see this going much lower. I know a long list of people who are currently looking to purchase their first ape right now, either in the celebrity or the sports, kind of crowd that I've either messaged to or heard through other channels of communication that they are looking. So expect a few more announcements on Twitter for some big celebrities picking them up, including rappers. Oni4 is certainly pulling back a little bit, stabilizing 3.35 floor. I think that this will have a kind of chilling, kind of like cool out period, and then we'll see it go. I'm not concerned if I see this pull back to 2 ETH floor. At that point, I will just pick up more. And obviously, I don't think we'll go all the way to a 2 ETH floor. But yeah, we're seeing stuff all the way down into the high 2s, 2.9. Most of the stuff going in the 3 range. But yeah, I'm sure this will stabilize a little bit. Interesting people picking up stuff on secondary. So we got Sabbath there. Interesting. Yeah, so the volume has definitely slowed down too, as this chart does show. I think we just have a consolidation period. I've said this with many other morning mints. We're going to see this volume spike. It's going to die off. The team's going to put their heads down, go to work, and then they'll make an announcement, and the people who bought during the consolidation period will be very happy. That's my expectation there. MeBits at 7.2 floor. That's painful to see. Very painful. Wish I hadn't sold stuff that I did sell. Everything I've sold so far has made me look like an idiot, and I've obviously lost money on the table. So congrats to Captain Trippy on buying my noodle hands. You're winning right now. Yeah, so lots of stuff going for double digits. 32 ETH pig, 27 ETH pig. We'll be in double digits soon. And I think this is just because punks had their run up. And we'll talk about punks in a second here. Obviously, the insanity of punks is not lost on me either. Punk's Comic currently sitting at 7.1 ETH floor. I'd love for there to be some functionality in tracking the different ones, like the Pixel DAO token currently at 6.77, Mint Pass at 7.5, and the Punk's Comic at 8.24. It looks like for floor prices, or at least based off of these recent sales. It looks like everything was a little bit higher before. T-Jane, wow, or TJ Ain, who I don't know how to pronounce your name. Absolutely going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spending 80 ETH on mint passes. Wild. So we can see that there's obviously some big people with some big money picking up mint passes, making some bets, trying to get a core, which will obviously be worth millions of dollars, I'm expecting, if you get one of those 144 cores. We also know that they are going to provide insane value to their holders, so certainly want to get one of those. Hearst, they say the floor is 14. What is the real floor? What is the real floor? Tell me the real floor, OpenSea. Whenever you decide to load. Is it just not going to load? There we go. Okay, so the floor is indeed 14.5. I think at one point this morning we saw the floor all the way up to 17. Not sure why the floor has pulled back to ETH and we see all these listings. Maybe it's just because people woke up and saw the floor and said, hey, maybe it's time to trade in the Hearst for a Tesla. I'm sure that thought has gone through a lot of people's minds. So currently sitting at a 15 ETH floor almost. I am expecting this to go higher. I do know that Drake has announced that he in some way is working with Hearst. I know Kanye has announced that he in some way is working with Hearst. I am expecting that exposure and discussion to bring more value to this project as this artist gets on more people's eyes. And obviously very loyal fans will look and say, hey, I want to own some of that. VFriends currently sitting at almost 10 ETH. I still think it's undervalued based on the value that Gary is providing. Oh my God, I forgot to even talk about the books. Gary launched a book over the weekend. And if you buy 12 of the books and you send the receipt in, he will send you an NFT. I don't know how I forgot that. I'll have to bring that up or post that below or make it its own video. I mean, just so much happened over the weekend. It's almost impossible to cover everything. I'm sure I missed something or haven't talked about something so far. If I have, people behind me, maybe, no, have I? They're saying yes. I don't know what it is though. VFriends, definitely the volume still around. Like the last 12 hours, seen some decent volume, and like this isn't cheap. Seeing cores going for 11. Seeing very rares and epics going for 9. Let's see here. Gift Go for 21. Are you kidding me? Like, that's it. I got to start just putting bids out on gift codes. Like, this is insane. Somebody tag Jacob Martin. Everybody tag Jacob Martin on Twitter when you watch this video and say, hey, a gift code sold for 21. He'll really enjoy that and appreciate that. Wow. Gift Go for 21. Somebody steal of the year. I do know that the first gift goat snapshot has been done, so the first gifts are going out. But I do think that buying a gift goat for 21 ETH right now, not a bad deal. I would do that in a heartbeat. Very hard to see that happen. Atom Bomb Squad, as I mentioned, going for sale. We don't have the reveal. The reveal will happen tomorrow, Tuesday. Let me look real quick. I'll pull this up so I don't botch it. Let's see here. We will blow up any NFTs that do not sell Tuesday, August 31st at 6 p.m. And then at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Tuesday, August 31st, your bombs will be revealed. So it sounds like I'm going to have a very late night on Tuesday. Great. Reveal coming soon. Tomorrow night. Midnight tomorrow for East Coast people. Let's see. What do we got here? The current floor for Bomb Squad at 0.5. Expecting this to continue up. There are some big bag holders here. I have 30. I think G Money picked up like 190 or something crazy, or 90. I can't remember. But I am, like Bobby and the team and the brand, putting full faith in them. Super excited for this. Punks currently floor all the way back to 111. It was up to 143 at one point. We saw this going into the weekend, sitting around like 70s. I think like 77. It ran all the way from 77 all the way up to 143. A pure 2x in pricing. And now we are pulling all the way down, as I think some people are just looking to either cash in, get out, or bought in and don't want to be in anymore because they think it's going down. I'm sure this is going to do the same thing we saw before, where we see everybody sell, and then it'll get bought up and we'll move towards 150 ETH floor. Obviously, at these prices, it's very hard to afford a punk, almost at $500,000 for some of these at the 140 range, 150 range. The cheapest now at 350. If this were to rise, you could very easily make $150,000 flip. But that is if that demand comes back. A lot of this demand coming from many people in the Asia market being informed about this. I'm wanting to get in. We saw an insane amount of purchases over the weekend. I don't have, I could spend a while talking about them. Even 7 hours ago, 1.23 million hoodie going for sale. But I mean, we saw hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sales. I think over $1 billion in volume happening. Just wild. Another hoodie for $1 million. I can't remember. I think we saw at one point an alien go for sale, like not for sale, but offered in the hundreds of millions, which was then delisted because I think they thought it was going to sell. Probably would have sold. Just absolutely insane stuff happening here with the punks. Like you can just see we're a couple pages back over the weekend to get back to Friday when we saw this all start to take off. Friday evening into Saturday. I mean, there were just sales rolling in left and right. Everybody was buying. So going from 78 there all the way up to 140. Yeah. And again, like, this is crazy. Like, this isn't like they weren't cheap. Like, people are spending 100 plus ETH on these to drive this all the way up. It wasn't like people just delisted. Lots and lots of purchases happening there, and sending the punk floor higher and higher. That's the show for today, guys. We're going to cut it there. Got to run to some meetings. I'm going to put out some more videos. Going to talk about Gary's stuff. Going to talk more about Pixel Vault and all the differences between the comic and the DAO, and the Mint Pass. I'm going to talk some more, I guess, on like the mutants and how that whole process works, about the game. I hope you enjoyed the show. Big shout out again to ETH Frenchy. Go follow him. Make sure you are. Go make sure you're following Block Packs. I'm going to link it below. So much love for them. So excited for it. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Keep an eye out. So much happening in the market. And thank you for watching.